Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Bum ba dum ba dum. Bum ba dum ba dum bum bum. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Bum ba dum ba dum.
It's Beth and Daryl.
Dun 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 dun.
Maggie too.
Dun 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 dun. The Walking Dead. Dum ba bum bum. Dun da 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 da. Dun 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 dun.
Beth is kidnapped.
Dun 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 dun.
Oh,
Dun 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 dun. The Walking Dead. Bum 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 bum.
go, Daryl, go. Track down that herd. Stuck at the crossroads. Oh, man. Oh, man.
Walking Dead. Deke.
See, this
it's
is
like a
why
kid
we weren't
voice.
even supposed to do that song.
Now you do your spiel again.
Deke.
All right. So,
I'm not even going to touch anything.
just don't touch it again.
Just to let everyone know, we were recording for 20 minutes, lost that, and now
God.
we're doing it again.
All right. So I thought it was interesting. We just did Inspector Gadget, which was not one of the options.
All right, I like
that
it
we
when they
gave
surprise
people.
us like that.
Yeah, that's good. So we said
Keep us guessing.
we gave two options: A, Power Rangers,
Q.
or Q, Animaniacs. None of those were mentioned. It was a lot of titles
It's
for
time
songs we've
for-
already done. And
Claire, we
Inspector Gadget.
already did Gummy Bears, which I linked.
I love gummy bears, Claire.
And then Claire wanted Inspector Gadget, so that's what...
Yeah, I think somebody else may have mentioned that as well.
Claire
so
gets what she wants, I guess.
So let's try it again, and for next week we can do either
Pick between...
Power Rangers or Animaniacs.
There
Those
you
are the
go.
two choices
Two options.
that are being entertained here.
So
And
this
we'll see
episode...
what happens.
Walking Dead Season 4, Episode 13, episode's titled Alone, starts off with a
Alone.
flashback of Bob. We discussed prior to
Bob.
this that we weren't sure if Bob was ever named before this.
Was
of
he
course he
named?
has. We're horrible with names.
Now we're gonna breeze through the whole conversation.
hell else?
Now we're
We're
giving a
talking about
synopsis of our conversation that we already had.
No, we're talking about it.
What the hell else
I'm
would they
pretty
have
sure
called
that
him?
his name never came up
It
before.
never did.
It never did.
I'm not that bad.
I was shocked
I
when
would've-
his name was Bob.
You know what? I wouldn't have remembered his name, but I would have remembered that they said his name.
All right, I'm just saying
That
that,
he had
it's a
one.
flashback. That's the first time.
But yeah,
That still doesn't make sense.
It's
It
the
does.
first time that Glenn.
But we know that he
Daryl-
has a name. He's a human being.
Yes. Well-
So that's a given. Of course you remember that he has one.
but I
He's
know
a
it was never
person.
Bob. I know it was never Bob. I never heard that before.
You just don't remember if someone had called him by that name.
right.
Just say
There.
no one ever said his name before and
one
agree
ever
with
said
what I
Bob.
said. You just said a weird way of saying what I said.
But it's very obvious that all the characters knew that his name was Bob.
Look, it's clear that every character has a name.
Oh, do they?
the governor.
That's a
The dog.
That's a
didn't have name.
title
The
slash
dog?
name. Well, no, he had a title, but then he also had a fake name.
What about the guy that?
What about
raped-
the
Oh, he had-
Walking Dead?
The
Do
governor
they
had
have
two names: Philip and Brian.
What about the murderers that Rick took out in the last episode
Yeah.
in the house?
What about murder?
Where are those
1,
names?
2,
They
3,
have
and
names.
4,
We
and
just
5.
don't know them.
You're
have
basing that
names.
on nothing.
Daryl Lover.
Maybe
Bed-
they kill everyone
bed
who knew
sleeper?
their
Oh
name.
yeah, but I said poor man's Tom Friendly from Lost.
Hey, that's the end of the episode.
All
Let's
right.
Whoa,
jump
whoa,
ahead.
whoa!
All right, so commercial
Hold your
break.
horses.
Commercial break number 1 occurs, leading us into this my favorite documentary about
Edward
Diane
R. Murrow
Fossey,
style.
Zombies in the Mist.
Oh yeah, it sounds like a crazy terrible romance song.
That's
Yes.
what they did.
Zombies
they were fighting,
in the
they were fighting
mist.
zombies in the mist.
Zombies in the mist.
That was a
So
good.
here
I
you
like
have
that.
Look out
Sasha.
behind
I
you.
thought that was really
Zombies
cool. The
in the
zombie
mist.
fight in the fog.
It was. You have Sansa, you have Tyrion. No, you have Sasha, Bob, and Maggie.
Sasha Bob.
Sasha Bob.
Sasha Bob. That's a good name for a person.
It is.
Sasha
Sasha
Bob.
Bob
That's
Sounds
a
like
great
a hitman.
That's a Russian
Or a hitwoman.
Russian hitman.
Hit woman.
Well, it could be either way. Russian men.
William Sasha Bob.
That's a terrible Russian accent.
What the hell was that?
I don't know.
thought it
You
was
sounded
about-
more Japanese than anything else.
I thought it was
You
about
were
to
like,
throw
hey,
up.
I am a Sasha Bob.
Maybe they immigrated.
To Russia and then to America. So it's like a Japanese Russian. I am a Sasha Bob. I don't know. Hello, I am Sasha Bob. Hello, I am Sasha Bob. You die. In the
That
fog.
exists out there, somewhere out there. There's
What's what I'm saying? Sasha is a Russian man's name.
a Russian guy trying to speak Japanese.
Or it could be a woman.
or a Japanese guy trying to speak Russian.
That's hard to do.
That'll be a fascinating accent to hear.
Arigato. That is Hadedekimasu.
Do Russians scare you, by the way?
A little bit. Yeah,
maybe.
Russians scare me.
Yeah.
You know why?
So, well, you know what? Yeah.
You never know what affiliation they might have to like some crime lord.
Right.
Oh, that's just offensive to Russians.
No,
Is it?
There's plenty
Is
of
it?
Russians and Russian Americans that are not related
Well, no, if you're
to our crime lord.
No, well, if you're a Russian American, to me, you're an American.
That's even worse.
There's
To me,
always-
Russian Americans are more likely to be linked to a crime lord than regular
There's
Russians.
always just 3 degrees
Russia
of
is so
separation,
enormous.
I know. It just seems like a lot of crazy stuff goes on in Russia.
I would say the percentage goes up if you're more in Western Russia to be linked to a crime lord than
Really?
than the farther east you go. Well, because
I would think
because there's
east.
more. Really?
So it's where all this is the.
I like to see the zombie
populace
apocalypse
is,
in Russia.
you know?
Yeah, but I feel like
Who are you
the
gonna steal from in the
population
West?
thins as you go out.
Kodiaks and stuff.
No, but I'm saying there's more potential for corruption in the West.
They got nothing to do. I don't think so. They're like miles away from the next person.
That's what I mean. That's why corruption is less likely. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're less likely to be linked to
If I
to
wanted
crime
to
lords.
corrupt things, I would be where the
I feel
people
like
are.
we're not on the same page in this whole conversation here, you and I. I feel
know
like
what
we're
you
actually
mean.
agreeing with
I know
each other, but
what you mean, things can go on and nobody knows about it. But if you really want to be corrupt, you got to go where the people are.
look, the point is, don't trust anyone named Sasha Bob.
Right.
I'm pretty sure we can agree on
Definitely
that.
not. Yes.
Okay, moving
agreed.
on.
Anyway, good brownies. Anyway,
We make special brownies for
with
shooting
another
shit.
slice.
so basically, what's going on with Sasha Bob and Maggie is they're all trying to go to Terminus. Well, they come across a sign for Terminus,
Yes.
and obviously Maggie thinks, oh, if Glenn came upon this, like obviously he's going to go to Terminus. I know Glenn. And then Sasha's kind of like, I think
She's
it's a
saying,
lost
"Hold
cause."
the phone.
They have like a little private conversation, her and Bob. And then Bob kind of confronts her at one point. And he's like, "Why do you feel like Tyrese is dead?" And she's like, "What do you mean?" It's like, obviously, Tyrese, if he saw that sign, would go to Terminus, and you don't want to go, so you must think he's dead. No, he's not dead. Tyrese is the best. He's gonna live to the end.
Tyrese is number one.
He's gonna ball peen hammer everything.
Although
until
I
he
would
gets
not
there.
be. Carol may very well have killed him. I don't trust her at all.
Yeah, I don't trust
She's
her.
willing to do anything.
I'm done watching the show if that little girl kills Tyrese. I'm just putting that out there. Like, you guys can come over and record yourselves talking about it, but I'm not watching it anymore.
I think he
that
might
would be
kill
such a,
her.
unless they do it gloriously. That would upset me so much.
Like, what's glorious to like?
There's
Like she goes
there's like
sadistically
100
insane.
knives in him, and he's crawling
He's
to
still
her
trying to get to her.
to get there. Yeah.
Or like, and then she lights him on fire.
Oh no.
The horrible shrieks of Tyrese
What
echo
if
throughout the
I
forests
think-
of Georgia.
If anything, I think they both die at the same time.
No, I just if there's
They
this,
both choke each other.
like I can see
that
it-
girl is strong.
I can see
I don't know, maybe she did something
Tyrese
to him
has a
before.
big neck.
I can see a scene in the future where maybe Tyrese is sleeping and he wakes up and the girl kind of like had the knife fight and he's kind of like half dazed and he's like, wait, what's going on? And she's like, well, nothing. But if they seriously have a scene where like Tyrese is asleep and the girl just stabs him in the neck,
Kind of like a Goodfellas scene when Henry Hill's wife is sitting on top of him with the
yes.
gun pointed in his face.
yeah. Just I don't. If you're gonna have the little girl kill Tyrese, which I'm afraid of, at least do it in a way that's not gonna upset everyone.
I'm pretty sure that little girl is going to do something more upsetting than kill Tyrese,
Right, yes,
which is
me
kill
too.
the baby, which she almost did already.
I don't think you can't kill a baby.
What do you
Yeah,
mean?
they can't do it on. No, they're not going to do it.
There's any
can't
number
do it.
of ways you can kill a baby.
But they
Us.
can't. They're not going to.
Not an AMC.
I don't want to look. I shouldn't be saying this, but just Google it and
No, oh my god.
trust me. Look,
You
just
are-
trust
I
me,
hope
all right?
Google doesn't allow that search.
We talked about this.
Well, it's the black market Google.
Okay,
It's
the
not.
Russian
It's
Google.
the Sasha Bob Google.
Sasha Bob Google.
You can
Okay.
kill a baby on HBO, but on AMC.
On
I-
AMC. It's
No,
TV.
see, you can
It's not
kill,
HBO.
You can kill a baby on AMC. You just can't show the actual death.
Well, you can't even show it in
You could
in
do
HBO.
that on HBO. I think.
They'll cut.
You can do whatever you
They'll
want.
cut the people talking.
They just don't have penis and vagina.
This penis isn't Game of Thrones.
Not in going into vagina that you see. You don't see penetration.
What does that have to do with killing a baby?
I'm just saying. I'm saying that's how you make a baby. Stupid. No. I'm saying that you can show anything on HBO. I'm saying the only thing that they don't typically show is penis and vagina, the actual penetration of sex.
Okay,
They show sex, but not.
I'm talking about killing a
penetration.
baby. I don't know where.
I'm just saying no. But then we were talking about.
You're saying they can show that on HBO.
Yeah, you were saying no. He said that they can't show that on HBO. I'm saying they can show whatever they want. The only thing that they don't show is penis and vagina.
Yeah, but they
not
haven't
gonna
shown
show
a baby being killed on HBO.
They're not
not
gonna show it.
yet.
They're not going to
Well,
show it.
actually, hold on, guys.
It wasn't.
They
you
did
don't
show
see
it.
A baby. There's just
She
it
gets
wasn't
stabbed
a
in
baby,
the
but it wasn't a
pregnant
baby.
belly
It's not-
repeatedly.
It's not like you see a baby
Yeah,
dying.
and it's a fetus.
Well, look, I guess I'm pro-life, and you guys are pro. Choice, is that what it is?
I'm not pro pillow.
I'm pro
in her
penis.
stomach.
I'm pro P and V. That's what I'm pro. Come on, HBO. Real Sex is a terrible series. Nobody wants to watch
We
that.
are all over the place in this discussion.
That's because we already had a half-hour-long discussion about Walking Dead.
Hold on,
We've
I have
moved
a
on
question for you
mentally.
guys. I tweeted this: term a yes or term a no. Discuss.
Moving on.
What do you think? Should you think that there's actually people
But it
there,
doesn't-
like a
term a yes.
society?
Terminus or terma?
It's a play on words. You think it should go to
It's a
terminus
play.
or
Did you
not?
pick up on that?
well,
Start.
where are they going to
You
go if
get
they
that?
don't go to Terminus?
I don't know, but how about this? Do you think it's at? You'd go there or scope it out, but
Right.
do you really think anything good is going on there? I don't.
I think that something good could have been going on there, and when they get there,
Yeah.
something horrible had just recently happened.
Probably.
Now, how far are Daryl and Beth, do you think, are from Terminus?
I
don't
think
know.
they're-
I have no, you have
What
no
if this is
indication of where
They
Terminus?
could be. Oh
That's
God!
it.
I don't know because they could be way far ahead of the others
Yeah,
at this
you have no
point,
indication.
or way far behind. You really don't know. I think that they're somewhere kind of in the middle.
They were after Tyrese because he killed those people, the zombies at the train tracks, and then left, and then they saw the bodies.
Yeah, but is that an established time frame? Could they have gone
Well, it has
back
to
to the
be
beginning of the
because-
next episode? Like back to the beginning of where Tyrese and them were?
Well, still,
They could have gone back to the start of that timeline
They
in
could
the
have
other
went.
episode.
No, because Tyrese killed at the train tracks. He tried to save those people from the zombies, and he killed them, and he left. And then Daryl went there, and he saw the dead bodies.
Oh.
So he was after.
Right, that's true. Yes, I forgot about that. That's right.
But that's the only indication we have.
Right.
I
And
think they're close. I would say, I don't know. Hey, if it's good enough for Harry Seldon, it's good enough for me.
Terminus.
I liked when he said white
Foundation
trash
reference.
brunch. That was funny.
That was funny. Pig's feet and Diet Cola.
Peanut butter and jelly.
Oh, and then so Daryl and Beth are establishing their relationship here, getting a little more close.
Yeah, you guys
hand holding and
thought it was
intense
sexual.
looks.
I found it more just...
I think there's romantic potential.
I don't see it at all.
I see it.
Idiot.
That's the
scene.
end of that.
No, there was something else.
I see it.
I don't see it all. I see it. So we're moving on now.
Oh, she's also trying to say how there's still good people and everything.
Oh, yeah, I wrote that
yeah.
down. I was writing...
important.
Oh yeah,
for
because that
later.
sets up the irony.
Right. Yeah.
Last
her
episode, she was
kidnapped.
obsessed
Well, let's
with
talk about this
drinking.
first.
And now, comes before that. She was obsessed with drinking last episode, and now she
Yeah.
seems obsessed with the concept of good people.
Right.
And I said this before, but the thing went out. They looked at the grave after she had.
Oh yeah.
Daryl had said the line. I think all the good, only the good ones survive.
Then they
Meanwhile-
look at Herschel's potential grave.
Yeah.
That would have been fucking absurd. Then we were talking about.
And then, I said it annoyed me because they said beloved father, and they have to put the dates like 1860 to make sure that the audience, who might be stupid, doesn't go like, is that Herschel's grave? And I went on a little rant there. It really didn't go
And then
anywhere.
we were making jokes about seeing Herschel's severed head sitting on top of the gravestone. That
And
would
it
make
was hilarious.
Also, I think
I'll
it's
never
annoying
hear
now
it.
that what we didn't talk about before was that every time she sees. How much are we going to have to endure her grieving? I guess I'm going to sound like a monster here.
Well,
I guess.
apparently not
But
anymore.
all right, every time we see something that's about a father, you're going to get all crappy about it?
It's like Carl and the baby.
Yeah.
And Carl.
I would even eat Judith's formula. Oh, no, I made myself sad now. That was the worst one.
And
I thought the scene with Daryl and the whatever you call it was awesome.
crossbow,
No, what is that called? In the funeral home in the bottom where they prep the bodies.
coffin, the morgue.
Oh, yeah, when he's...
Mortuary?
we were talking about...
when
the,
he's
when he's fighting
trapped.
the zombies
Yeah.
off. Yeah. I thought
Okay.
you meant when he went in and they first discovered the place.
Prior to that, there's a very interesting scene involving a dog. The cans are rattled outside. He goes to the door, and the door's open, and a bit startlingly,
A sad-looking dog is there.
one-eyed dog, and I said, this is obviously an omen for the governor. Like, the governor showed up at the prison. They were safe there. They had all the food and everything they needed. And then moments later, mayhem ensued. And so now this dog showed up.
And then we had a debate about what this dog
If they
is.
should
So
eat the dog.
You got
I think the dog is trained, and he's we
was
think it's
purposely designed. This dog was purposely leading zombies.
Yes. He was a hunting dog.
He was with
The guy who kidnapped Beth sent out the dog to see, who's in my trap house?
Right.
Because all the food has no dust on it.
I like that it's called a trap house.
And I also put forward that there's probably a group of people or one person who knows how to control the hordes of zombies, and maybe the dog, he puts like a scent on the dog, and so the dog goes there first. The dog maybe like rubs his ass on something.
This
the zombies
is so
show
complicated.
Up. Well, yeah.
This is people have been working with scientific formulas to develop a pheromone to control zombies, not to destroy the zombie virus.
I think it's easier to come up-
potentially Eugene the maniac might do. I don't know, that weirdo.
I think in an effort to try and cure the zombies, you would come across maybe a pheromone that the zombies are attracted to.
So this is your theory is all based on now.
My theory, yeah.
Maybe all these bizarre hypotheticals.
Here's my hypothetical. I think the guy in the hearse.
Is Eugene.
You know how he was? No, you know how he was prepping zombie corpses for like their funerals and everything. Well,
Now it's time for
maybe
real people.
No, maybe he collects people to be in the audience for the funerals, and they're just trapped there in some building.
It's kinda
and
like
he
that,
has fake funerals and everything, and they just have to sit
Whoever
there and
kidnapped
listen.
Beth has a
That's
definite
weird.
connection to
Yeah.
this house.
Yeah.
And
Could
he
be
knows
the,
that people find it.
So it could be the Undertaker. Wasn't there like a cross or something in the back window of that car? Was it a hearse or I didn't think it was
Well,
a
he knows
hearse.
what
I
he's
thought it was like an
doing,
old Lincoln
cleaning
or
up
something.
the bodies, so he must have worked.
You know what?
But we're assuming that the guy that took Beth is the guy that was at that owns that house, and that is a
Yeah,
guy.
that's
Period.
true.
And that he has malicious intent towards her.
Kidnapped her, so
Well, this scene just happened. Let's see if it was a hearse.
She
or
could
not.
have gotten knocked out. He found her, and he saved her.
it was a hearse, definitely.
It wasn't okay. I couldn't. When I first saw it driving away, I thought it was just a regular Lincoln.
You
It's
sure?
not a hearse.
Oh.
It's not a hearse. Oh, I told y'all. Yeah, that isn't.
Yeah,
a
it's
hearse.
not a hearse.
It's got a cross.
What if it's just
Yeah.
Beth going, fuck this guy, I'm leaving. She just
No, that's what I'm
drives-
saying. I think she got maybe in her running away from a zombie. Maybe something happened. She got knocked out accidentally. I don't know. She's an idiot. Anything could have happened. There's any number of scenarios. But most likely that person's gonna rape her.
Well, my other idea was that this guy was like some dark lord who was a beastmaster who saw through the eyes of the dog, and he's trying to capture like fair
He's
maidens
warging. He's warging.
for his own devious and evil purposes in his fortress of solitude somewhere in the...
Oh yeah, and I was just hoping that
Forest.
whomever this guy is, he takes better care of Beth than he did of his dog, if that is his dog, because that dog looked like he hadn't eaten in
Why don't more
weeks.
people have cars? Is my question.
It's hard.
Gas? How do you find gas
Yeah,
so often?
There's got to be shitloads of gas.
It's been
everywhere.
like 2 years though now.
All these abandoned cars everywhere. I think there's tons of gas around if you find it. Yeah.
I think if you're in a more densely populated area, but maybe in this part of Georgia, I don't know.
Now they're out more in the country. I feel like because you have to be out more in the country. You can't be anywhere in your
Moonshine.
cities.
Use that.
Trash,
That will destroy your engine.
garbage.
Just pouring moonshine into like the gas tank.
Oh God.
Throw some salt and
We can get about 10 feet. So you can't go. You can't go near
Repeat
cities
the guy
though.
with a Prius driving around.
Everyone laughed when I bought the Nissan Leaf.
Yeah.
But now who's laughing? Oh no, my battery's dead. I can't plug in anywhere. Damn it! You can't go near cities though, because the population is it's too overwhelming.
Unless
You got to stay out in the country, unless you're flying.
Yeah, unless you fly.
Oh yeah.
Actually fly.
Oh, unless you're a Super Saiyan, then you can't get affected. You can just Kamehameha everyone to death.
Well, that scene with where Daryl has that cool fight scene, that's about like 36 minutes into the episode. That's when stuff finally started happening. Because I said before, it was kind of,
away.
aside from the opening flashback, which was interesting, and the mist scene, I thought I was kind of bored with it.
Yeah, it was
The end-
all right.
I was worried. I was like, oh shit, Daryl.
I was just nervous the whole time. I was anxious because that's what kept me interested, is because I kept waiting for somebody, the person who lived in this house, to come home. And I kept waiting for a confrontation there.
I thought maybe like they would fall asleep, and that's when the person maybe goes into hiding, and then he was going to come out and like investigate.
Oh, that is scary if he's like hiding underneath the staircase the whole time.
When he was,
And they don't know he's there. Like we just see him, and he's looking at them, and then he goes back into hiding, and then the scene continues.
Or it's
the
like
next morning.
a new breed of zombie that's like that guy from that X-Files episode that eats your liver.
the stretching guy.
Yeah. Oh, God,
And he
that's
goes,
horrifying.
Goes into a cocoon for 60 years.
When
Weird.
Daryl slept in the coffin, I thought something was gonna happen. Somebody's gonna pop out, close it, lock it, and like bury him alive or something.
Throw him into the river.
That's what I thought. I was like, don't sleep in
Can
a
you
coffin.
imagine?
That does not seem
Somebody's
like a
been
good
waiting.
idea. Yeah.
Finally, somebody fell into my coffin
I
trap.
don't know. Maybe it was booby trapped.
They
and
all
it just
laughed.
shuts down and locks.
That'd be weird.
I
Or
know.
I was just waiting for like a zombie to close it. Suddenly there's a walkers there.
Did I
Or it
mention
could be a
the-
vampire situation that pops up.
Or what if they had
Anything
to,
is possible.
What if they had to hide in a coffin because there's a hole?
Well, they already did
outside?
that, basically.
They
They
did
did
that.
that. They hid in the trunk. Coffin might have been more comfortable, actually.
Crazy shit.
That was
Maggie
gross.
Maggie decides to leave Sasha and Bob, and then they go out looking for her.
Bob.
And then Sasha, they come across like a warehouse. Oh, they share a kiss. Sasha
Right.
and Bob. See, that I see as the more romantic
I don't know if
story.
they shared it as much as he kissed her.
It's a zombie apocalypse kiss.
Because
though.
he's
Right.
like,
Gross.
I'm gonna do something, and then
Zip.
he's like, well, I'll probably never see you again, so I might as well get what I really wanted.
A nice,
Is that
gentle,
what you
innocent
really
kiss.
wanted?
Yeah, but
And
it
then
was.
she triggers the horde.
I really didn't think she was gonna go. Then after the kiss, I was thinking because then when she was alone for about 5 minutes, and you can tell she regretted it immediately.
Well, he kissed her. She didn't really.
Yeah, I
And
know.
what is this stick she has for? She doesn't use it as
She,
like a walking
yeah, she,
stick.
no, it's a weapon. It's a sharpened stick.
Oh.
She
That's
like
what she
sticks
uses
it
through the
through
whole
people's
battle.
head.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
close-up shots of her. It's like the camera's below the zombie head, and you see her driving this spear end into the zombie's
Did
skull.
not notice that.
Yeah, she was like Gil Galad on the slopes of Mount Doom.
Yeah, exactly.
It was. Yep.
Now that's a nerdy
Yeah, and
reference.
Elrond's like, "Fuck yeah!"
They
You want to
find-
bang later?
She sees Maggie sleeping next to a couple of corpses, and like
That
touches-
spooked me. I didn't understand what was going on.
Yeah, at first I was, wait,
For a
oh,
second.
she's dead, and I was like, oh wait, she's just sleeping next to corpses.
It would have been a stupid way to show that a major character is dead. They just show a dead body.
Yeah, and then the window shatters. She runs out. They have this cool video game fight there, surrounded.
Oh man, Maggie's wielding a fucking street sign around
Yeah, that
like
was
an
awesome.
axe. That was
Yes.
badass.
Ever
That
since
was
I was a
pretty
kid,
cool.
I always looked at street signs. I was like, yeah, that could be an axe, and I was like, cool,
Like
awesome.
pulleys. I can do pulleys with this thing.
Oxnard just went around running errands with his mother as a kid, just imagining things that could be weapons.
Yeah, that
That's not healthy.
things that you never think could be a weapon.
One way, jerk. Boom.
What are you
Stop
thinking
this.
of? What are you thinking of, son? Weapons to chop people's heads off? That street sign could do the trick. Oh my god.
Hey, asshole.
He's a
No,
genius.
no outlets. Dead end.
Call the president.
It took 10 children to finally get the one that we really wanted.
Hey, deer crossing, bitch.
Oh, that's terrible. Yeah. Deaf child area, asshole. Oh, God.
And then I thought Maggie looked really.
Yield to this.
I thought Maggie looked like really kind of crazed there, covered in blood at the
Yeah.
end, like kind of smiling.
nuts. Get a little
Usually,
nuts.
when people are covered in blood, they tend to look crazed.
Right.
You know? Especially if they smile, even if it's just a nice little smile. When you're
And,
covered in blood, you're going to look like a crazed maniac.
I wrote down here, Daryl. Joe equals love at first sight for Daryl. I don't know. I just thought
For Daryl?
Yeah.
I think for Joe.
yeah, or for Joe. It
Yeah.
just seemed like there was a connection there, and
I think Daryl realized, like, all right, I'm stuck here for a while.
Yeah.
And the smart move
who do you
is
think
to-
those guys are?
Just bandits.
I think they're
Like DayZ.
a gang of...
Yeah, I did think the first thing I thought was like, oh, there's like a group of
Unified
guys in
bandits.
DayZ, and like in DayZ, when you come across a group of guys, if they have mercy on you, instead of killing you, they'll say,
"Hey, what do you
"Hey,
got?
what do you got?
Your weapon.
Drop
Yeah.
everything.
Give me your
Drop your
stuff."
stuff. What do you got? All right, go. You can keep that."
But the funny thing about DayZ
yeah.
is, if you don't have stuff, you don't want to live. So
Yeah,
it
but-
doesn't make any sense.
But then but they have a more of a clean conscience. Then
Oh, yeah,
that's what they're
whatever.
doing it.
Sometimes that happens. There's only once or
It's
twice.
a rarity.
That's extreme rarity because usually most.
I just
Oh, there's
log
another guy.
out.
Kill him, quick.
I just
Especially
death log-
in
I
this
just
kind
log
of-
out
Really?
and just switch servers. Take that.
Take that game. Fuck you. See, that's kind of sick because that's you could say like, oh, it's just a game, and people behave that way because it's a game, but people would behave that way in reality.
People behave
if
that way
happened.
in a Minecraft PvP.
People
server.
behave that way on Black Friday at Walmart.
Me and Butt, we used to play
Worse.
in a Minecraft. Remember that Minecraft PvP
Yes.
server? We had to
Dangerous,
hide
so
our base.
scared.
Wow, really?
Yes.
Oh yes, tell them about our base.
We had his underground. First, we would go to
Well, I
spawn.
remember seeing bits
People-
and pieces of this thing.
You know, you can't. Yeah, you gotta hide your base because that's where your stuff is.
You have to. First, we would
and...
run as far as we could until we reached like boundary of server. You cannot go, and then from there we'd go. Okay, we'll build around here, and we would build like underneath an ice lake.
Right, it was underneath an ice lake, and the entrance was under the water, so that when you broke through the ice, you go into the water, and eventually the ice would freeze over, so there'd be no evidence that
Yes.
you broke through.
Oh shit!
And it was weird because it was full on
How'd you
PvP.
know where the spot was?
You had to
though?
remember. It was pretty
Yeah,
difficult.
but
we
how
had
did you remember?
landmarks.
You could drown a little sometimes. You gotta be careful.
natural landmarks. Like there was I remember there was like a little cliffside. I remember there was a field right before that had tons of sheep.
Right.
There was like signs that you were getting
It's
close
like
to it.
it's like when Steve Buscemi's burying the case in Fargo. It's just like this
Yeah.
wasteland,
And
this
we dug-
frozen wasteland.
Yeah,
with
we-
everything looks the same.
We
You just got to remember.
Dug all the way down and made like all the way down to the bottom. You basically once you the water works weird in Minecraft because it won't like fill up a space. It'll just pour and make a waterfall.
And it'll spread to a point, and that's it. But I remember once I had found like some obsidian on the surface of the land, which is rare. Usually you have to
it's
dig
rare.
down. Obsidian is where lava meets water. It'll create
yeah,
obsidian, and you need obsidian to build portals to go to the nether. But in order to get obsidian, you need a diamond pick. So I only had one diamond pick, and I went on a little secret expedition. And of course, like I'd never see anyone. But the one time I have like
so out far.
yeah, my diamond pick, I had like some valuable stuff. Of course, that's when like three guys they show up and they're like, "Hey, what's going on here?" And they
Oh,
start typing
shit.
like, "Hey, drop your stuff. What do you got? What do you got? What do you got?" What I should have done is logged off.
Yes.
Yeah.
What I
never
did
think of
do was I was gonna go. I started typing it, and then before I knew it, all three of them hit me, and I was dead. And when I went back to look at my stuff, they had taken everything valuable. I was left with like nothing.
Oh god.
It was
Yeah,
But
that
you
was
know
a
what?
sweet score for me and my group.
If you logged off, you know what they probably would have did was like made a lava pool where you logged off or something like that.
oh yeah.
Because don't you go to
probably.
the same spot when you log back?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
They
The
would
other
have
thing
just waited for like.
You're just booby trapped it, you know.
I wouldn't
Yeah.
have gone on for like a week though, then, and then see how long.
No, it
there
would've
was.
still
Or
been there.
I could have went
Well,
on
with
and
your
fixed
luck, that you would have logged on like 2 minutes after they did.
Yeah. The other thing you can do if you had like 5 redstone, you could have just typed /home and it would have teleported you home. That's what I should have done.
Yeah.
But you know, that's what it is. People,
is bizarre.
people
She's
in
just
online
laying-
PvP games are just brutal.
She's
But see, that's what I'm
That's it.
saying. That's the scary thing is that these are the same people that I genuinely believe they would behave. Most of them, I would say 80%, would behave similarly
Yeah.
in a real life scenario like that.
Well, you
in
develop-
like as we see in the show. That's the scariest part of this show to me. Is not the walkers. It's the other people.
Yeah, definitely. And you're obviously you're gonna have if you make a bond with another survivor, when you both come across a new person,
Yeah.
you're not giving that person an inch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
And that's why, like, this guy.
and I know I
he's-
would be the same way. Like if the 3 of us were lost in the woods and like it was zombie apocalypse, and we come across some random guy,
Yeah.
like. Obviously, the 3 of us are gonna go like, "What are we gonna do? But should we kill him?
I would
take his
probably.
stuff."
I would just want like hide and hope they don't notice us. But then we'd have to be prepared to defend ourselves.
Yeah, but
That's
also
like my
you
first
start
reaction.
racing in your head like, is this
Kill
like
or be killed?
Yeah, how
then,
do I
at
judge
that
this
point?
guy?
Right.
Yeah, maybe
Well, that's
is this
why
guy
Rick had the
like
3 questions,
is this guy
but-
bait? Are there like 4 other guys and they sent out this
right.
scraggly
You
looking
sent out
guy?
this weakling guy?
Yeah,
Oh, those
something
guys.
like that.
If that's happening, those guys are sick. Then you're really in trouble.
But that's what I would do.
Yeah.
I would say, okay,
Oh, you're sick.
I'm gonna be in rags. You guys guys cover me. I'm going to approach like this camp. Doesn't look like they have too many weapons or something like that. Like I would play those head games just to gauge people. That's
well, you never know.
You
never know. Man. And now Daryl's stuck with these maniacs because we already got a glimpse of these guys because these are the same guys that were in the house that Rick was trapped in. Yeah.
Really?
Yes. That's the guy
that. No.
Because that Joe is the guy that killed.
The
guy that was on the bed and then sat on the bed and that was whistling in the house
outside eating the.
Yeah.
Oh,
shit. He was one of the guys.
I didn't even
this
know
is that group. And then the one guy says, I get the bow. I'm claiming that. Because that's all they do. They claim shit and then they kill each other over it. I'm claiming it. You hear me? So now Joe is like really into Daryl though.
Oh, no.
And I was saying before, he's definitely going to try and bang Daryl, I think.
And he looks like the guy from the gay guy from Lost.
And now he's like, he's a poor man's Tom Friendly from Lost. That's what I think, too. He looks so similar to that actor.
He does.
Yeah, and it's obvious that Daryl's going to have to be like, he's going to be in a moral dilemma. They're going to want him to do something that's
I have a feeling
evil.
like Daryl's going to be stuck with these people for a long time.
Yeah, but they're going to want him to kill some innocent person, and he's...
they're going to be Rick. Terrible things. Oh, maybe. Or Beth.
Because Rick killed two
Or they could come across like the kids and Tyrese.
Yeah.
Or Maggie and them. Daryl's going to have to make a very, very difficult choice.
Yeah.
And he may even before something like that happens, he may end up making a very bad choice, like to do something like that. He's going to end up doing very bad things now.
Yeah.
You think any of those guys, any of those group of thugs have ever been to Terminus?
I don't know. We'll find out. Also, what's interesting with Daryl is it could fall back into the pattern of him and Merle because he just kind of was tagged along with Merle, who was the boss of between the two of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That dynamic is going to be set up again. Yeah. So Daryl's going to revert back to that kind of behavior, I think. Just as Beth was starting to turn him.
Yeah, right.
Oh, how sad.
And he'd be like, what's mean?
I love you.
Bunga wunga.
Bunga bunga. But yeah, I think they may have been to Terminus. They may be going to Terminus. I claim this.
They may have terminated Terminus.
I claim Terminus.
Well, Terminus, remember the definition we found out? It means like a final point, a final destination point. So yeah, maybe it's just... And I liked how all the trails in that area all converge
all
to
lead
Terminus.
To Terminus. Yeah.
So
interesting. So
I was very curious. I want to know what's at Terminus, and I hope that's how the season ends. And it's probably going to be like the shot of Terminus, and it's going to be like, what the hell is that?
I was thinking,
something.
I don't think we're going to see Rick
It's like
again.
a spaceship.
Yeah, like a flying saucer. The president's there. They're all leaving.
It's like a giant. It's like a giant octopus. It's like
from the Watchmen
flailing. And Obama's standing next to it, President Obama.
No, you know what it is? They get
this
there.
is our new overlord, and he's going to take us home.
They get there, and there's an
all
arm
hail
wrestling
Jaguar.
competition.
There's a what?
Arm wrestling competition.
Oh yeah, Game of Arms. It all leads. All AMC shows bleed into each other. Walter White is there, waving hello.
And the very final
Don
shot.
Draper's in the corner, smoking.
Very final shot of the episode is Glenn seeing the sign for Terminus.
Oh yes.
So Maggie
Really?
knows that.
I didn't
Yeah.
watch
Very
that.
last shot.
I see. I thought it was funny. I thought he was looking at it and thinking she spelled my name wrong. It's not. I use one N, not two N's.
So these are my main thoughts after the whole thing. One, Beth.
Oh, we're out of time. I'm sorry.
Beth is gone. Bob had a fear that he always brings bad luck to every group he's with. So I thought the flashback. Remember, he said in the flashback, like, how many walkers have you killed?
Yeah.
A couple dozen. How many people have you killed? One. Why'd you kill them? She asked me.
Is it he or she?
That was a good answer.
I think it was
Or
she.
they.
That was a good lie.
It was one person.
Yeah, it was, and that person asked them. What I was thinking of was that they had been bitten, and they were sick, and they knew what was going to happen, and so they said, "Please kill me."
Yeah. So I thought they were gonna. That was a premonition. I mean.
Oh, he might have had to do that with Maggie or Sasha.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Maybe, or
But
maybe
they
even
didn't.
Glenn.
Yeah. And then that was it. And I thought it was a little slow in the beginning, but it picked up. All right, everyone. No commercial this week, unfortunately, but next week will be
Hard
back
finding
strong.
We'll have
sponsors.
something. Yeah, it's tough.
One interesting thing we did was we went on the AMC website for Walking Dead, and they have a few games there. They have the Survivor personality test. What character are you from season 4? etc., etc. Mindless, stupid drivel that you then can link on Facebook that no
I had
one
fun.
will read.
I linked it to Facebook.
So you, first boss, he took...
Right, I don't know what test I took, but it must have been one from one of the seasons, and the results said that I was Andrea. And I think what the reason behind that, I had one question. It was like a survivor, or you stumble upon a guy who points a gun at you.
You fuck him.
And it asks me, there were a lot of questions that seemed to be
You tell him
female,
that you're a civil rights
or answers
attorney.
that were female related. I don't know, but I said like one of the choices was like, you know, try to get the gun from him. But why would I do that? He's pointing a gun at me. He's gonna shoot me if I try anything. So I was like, wait, and
That came up in the other.
there was
test
one
we
that
did,
was like
too.
very passive, just like, you know, wait and see what he does, and you know, try to play it cool.
Take a seat, have some tea.
But
Take a
because
seat.
you know, I would
Boom, baby.
I would wait till he lets his guard down, then I'd get him. You know, that's how I operate.
All right, so now I think it'll be funny.
Waiting game.
We took another test, a personality test.
Right.
I think it'll be funny if Boss says his results and mine, and then yours.
All right.
So, Boss, your results for the
I was-
personality test. Now, let's explain what it was. It was 7 questions.
Yeah.
It gave you a series of scenarios and how you would react.
Right.
Some of them are like a guy demands food from you. What do you do? Like grab their weapon? Do you do this or that? Do you protect
like-
your family? Stuff like
What's
that.
your first reaction when like walkers happen? Like you see what happens when you see a zombie-like walker?
Yeah, when
What's
the
it
outbreak
zombie-like, but
when the outbreak breaks out, like what do? Do you run to ground zero? Do you
grab guns and like
Yeah, do you find
know,
protect for your family? Do you
Yeah.
lock yourself up and like hide? Okay,
shit
so
like that.
the results for Boss, what did you get?
I was a natural leader.
Natural leader.
Mm-hmm.
picture
Okay.
of Rick, right?
Right, picture of Rick.
All right.
Dictatorship.
What was that called? What were the qualities of that?
I don't know. I didn't read them.
Yeah, you
Oh,
should have
okay.
read it.
But
Shit.
I would kill to you know,
To lead.
protect
Naturally.
my own.
All right, well, natural leader. That's what
Yep,
you got.
it's
And
pretty
Rick, picture of Rick
Restrictive.
there.
Right.
Yeah, and then
Oxnard,
I was a picture of Shane, who was a
Yeah.
character I never met, and it said alpha male,
Yeah. So
which
it seems like
confused me.
you might do a little more like rash kind of decision making. You know, like
Right, right.
Yeah, that's-
extreme, more
yeah,
extreme than.
But
mine
one
was.
question I was
You're more, I think you made more calculated decisions.
Maybe as
Moss,
more
as
passive, I would
right.
think.
He's more emotionally based, maybe, Oxnard.
Well, there was one question that was weird. Is like someone demands food from you, and then one of the things
did you
you could do was take their weapon but still give them beans. But then I was like, wait, if they have a weapon and they're
Right.
demanding food from me, why aren't they using the weapon to get it from me?
Exactly.
So of course I'm going to take their weapon and tell them, look, don't threaten people anymore.
Well,
But
how
no,
are
I
you
was-
just gonna, I just like
I
how it says
was-
just take their
Yeah,
weapon.
right, yeah.
I had
Like,
so many more
I
questions.
I was like, that's not an option. Like,
I
you can't just take it. The
assumed-
guy's gonna shoot me.
I assumed they're pointing at me, so I was
Yes.
like, "Oh, I'll share the beans with them."
You said share.
Yeah, I said I'll share.
I said give him the beans. I was like, I don't want any trouble, man. You can have them.
Didn't you guys see take the weapon?
Well, I think
No,
no,
yeah,
but if he's
but-
pointing a gun at me, I'm not going to try to
someone's
take it.
pointing a gun at you. I'm pointing a
Yeah,
gun
but it
at
doesn't
you
say
and
that.
demanding
I
your
know,
last-
but I
know,
assumed-
but
I
I
assumed
made the
that.
assumption
Well,
too.
you gotta
because
go based on what
why
it
would they
says.
say that?
I don't know. And
Why
then,
don't why don't I have a weapon too?
Right.
all right, we're reading way too much into it. But the funny part that I wanted to get to was
All right,
Dexter's.
so you were an alpha male. I took the test, and I was a strong mom.
Oh yeah.
And there's a picture of Rick's dead wife.
Yeah,
up there.
I figured her name.
Yeah. Oh shit! What were my qualities? Well, the question
You
was,
know,
it was
protect
like,
your family.
My family was like the most important
Right.
thing. What the beans? I was like, here, take the beans. I'll find something else to eat.
You were good looking.
Yeah. Oh, well,
strong.
so yeah,
confidence.
So then family comes first. I'll do anything for my family, and then
Especially give
also-
their food away.
Yeah,
when
yeah. But then
threatened.
I'm also attractive, and this will be a problem because a lot of men are going to be very interested in me, which is going to be a problem.
Right.
And I just thought it was interesting that I'm the picture of Rick's wife, you're Rick, and Oxnard was Shane. I've had you both.
Oh no.
Yeah, okay.
I've had you
That's
both.
horrible.
So there you go.
I
That's
like
how
me,
we.
the alpha male, and the natural leader. I just can't help myself. I can't
Right.
decide more than
you
one.
can't decide who your family
Yes.
is.
Why can't it be both? Why can't it be both? I'm a strong mom. I'm a modern woman.
That's right. Go to AMC's site, play the game, tell us your results. Anything to
Hopefully
get
other
a-
men are
Right, that's what
strong
we want.
moms.
For your comments, put down your results.
Oh, that's a great
for next
idea.
week.
Yeah, comment with your results for the test.
And see if take one of the tests that I took, figure out which one it was, and see if you're Andrea too.
See if you're as strong a mom as I
I
am.
was very sad. about
Mom
being
strong. Yeah!
Oh man, that was so funny.
All right. Any final thoughts on the episode? Predictions?
I like the episode.
Yeah, it was good.
I like Daryl's fight scene, you know. You get a lot of kills there. Anybody keeping track of how many kills Daryl has?
Let us know.
Him and Michonne are neck and neck. Michonne gets a lot at a time.
Subscribe. Tell friends.
I wonder if anyone's gonna become a Daryl in this test.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Maybe they
listeners
omit
are
him completely
Daryls.
because no one could become Daryl.
They're all scum of the earth. Like, I'd kill this guy.
You kill him. What do I care? There
Yeah.
are questions like that because, like, one was
Right.
the last question was like, Walker's killed everybody. Like, how do you react? So I chose.
They're all Merles.
I chose grab a gun and like kill zombies for revenge or whatever.
No, you didn't. I didn't
One was
choose that.
fall into despair.
I
and
wouldn't-
another one was like, who cares?
I wouldn't do that because I wouldn't want to waste ammo. That's why I wouldn't do it.
Well, see, I'm just a strong mom trying to make my way in this
Yeah.
crazy world.
He's a simple man
my
trying to make my way in the
cubs have been
universe.
taken from me. I'm an angry mama bear.
Right.